there's an offensive concept that I've noticed getting more and more popular over the past few seasons in the NBA, and it's so simple yet it's brilliant at the same time. Here's the play at its core. It typically starts with an entry to somebody tall enough to see over the defense and make a pass. Then there's this back screen, and the whole point of this screen is to get these two defenders to switch. So as Cody Williams comes off the back screen, Vincent switches on, which means LeBron is now guarding Ace Bailey, but notice the positioning this puts him in. He's basically on Ace's back, so this slip comes wide open for a dunk. We can see the Jazz run it again later in the game here, and this time Lauri Markkanen makes eye contact with Svi Mykhailiuk, basically telling him to come off the back screen, and again the defense switches. That means the guy guarding the screener is way out of position, and again that slip is a free 2 points. So that's the basic idea of the play, but the Lakers actually use this concept of slipping out of the switch in a different way. So for them, Luka's usually the passer, and they send LaRavia up as the screener, but he's not setting that back screen. Instead, it's a flare for Rui to drift to the corner, and you can see Keyonte George here thinks this play is for Rui, so he takes just a step towards him trying to help on the shooter, and now LaRavia has that wide open slip and he gets a poster. Okay, Jake. So next time down, the Lakers run it again. They enter it to Luka. Here comes the flare screen, but the Jazz are ready for it this time. Sensabaugh fights through the screen knowing that it's not a real screen, and Lauri Markkanen's expecting the slip, so he stays in good position there and blows it up. So chalk one up for the defense, but wait, because JJ Redick has a counter for this. Since the Jazz are ready for the slip play now, this time the Lakers send up LaRavia like normal, but instead of slipping out of that flare screen, he's gonna set it and hold it, and Rui, instead of drifting to the corner and clearing the lane for the slip, he's gonna curl around that screen into a back cut, and he misses the first but gets it on the putback. And this works because the Jazz have their coverage set up to stop that original slip action, so they don't want to switch because we've covered what happens when you switch, and the guy guarding the screener isn't going to help at all on Rui because again they're expecting the screener to slip to the rim. So really smart play call there from JJ Redick, and I think you can even see Luka pointing back to the bench like, yup, great call, coach, that was beautiful, you're a genius. And a few other things to note: the Lakers also used this same play to get LeBron a switch against Keyonte, and as you can see here, he can just bully the smaller guy, but notice Austin Reeves as the back screener. He's going to hold this screen rather than slipping to force the switch. So even though the setup of the play looks the same, enter to Luka, run into a back screen, there are plenty of different ways to use that same concept. And back to the Jazz real quick, notice how they use Kyle Anderson as their passer. Anderson's not only a good passer, but he's also a non-shooter, which makes him perfect for this role because they want to keep the floor spread so there isn't anyone at the rim. And with Anderson having the ball in his hands, you don't want to just fully leave him alone. So making him the passer is a way for a non-shooter to keep a defender occupied. So thinking about the use of non-shooters in this play, what do the Lakers do with their non-shooters? Well, they really like Luka as the passer. Understandably, he's a beast, but that leaves Jackson Hayes off the ball, and on this one, Kyle Anderson definitely needs to be more aware of the rim. He even sees the cut, but just doesn't really slide over. I'm not sure if that's a lack of effort from him or just slow processing, but on the other Lakers basket, it's Markkanen guarding Hayes, and you can see he's much more ready to help. He's much more willing to sag off of Hayes, and he even forces a miss at the rim. Unfortunately for him though, Rui scores on the second one anyways, but this was just a fun mini chess match from this game that I wanted to share. I am fascinated by this play and this concept of forcing a switch with the back screen, then immediately diving to the rim. Let me know what you guys think of this play. I think it's a really good counter to teams like the Lakers who want to switch a lot. But with that said, please remember to leave a like and a comment, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.